Good day and welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You were the lady who was booked for a therapy session today?
Yes, sir.
You came alone? I thought you said you would be coming with your husband for the therapy session?
Yes, I did say so, sir, but he refused coming with me. He said we don't need counseling.
It's alright, let's begin immediately. From your data here, you are Mrs. Donalds.
Oh yes, sir, Mrs. Lucy Donalds, sir.
Okay. Why are you here?
I'm facing a big challenge in my marriage. My husband refuses to touch me, nor be intimate with me. He comes home, behaves cold, and when it's time for bed he faces the wall. Sometimes I try to tell him about it, he just ignores me.
For how long has these been?
8 months now. Whenever I tell him we should come for counseling, he says we don't need counseling.
How long have you been together?
For 2.5 years. 2 years and 3 months precisely.
Have you been to couples therapy before or in the last 2 years?
Not really, sir. We've not been to any couples therapy since we got married. We only had few premarital therapy sessions, and the last was 3 years ago.
How do you feel on a daily basis?
Most times I feel lonely and ignored. I feel like he does not care about how I feel. Some days I get horny and feel starved. What pains me about it is that he refuses to even care. He just feels less concern.
What's your communication like? How regular do you chat and discuss about matters? How often do you text or call?
He is so poor in communication. When I say this one, he says the other. He can't just maintain communication. He does not even know the right time to joke. He just jokes with everything. Even when someone is not in a joking mode, he plays with everything. Now he doesn't even want to talk more of joking. He just ignores me. He does not respond when I try to bring up a conversation. As for calls, we hardly put up calls and messages except we need to request something to be done.
Do you fight often? If yes, what are the main topics on the agenda?
We quarrel a lot. I don't know what he feels like. He always claims to be right. These days he just gets angry over issues. He reacts over my male friends as if I even have anything to do with them. One of the days he came in angrily and said he cannot accept emotional affairs I'm building outside. That is to say I am having an affair, a prostitute or a cheat. Who does that? When I talk you will say that I'm talking. He will do something, but if I should do something, he will say see what a lady can do. So does that mean that it must be right when it comes to men? But when a woman does something, she is tagged wrong because it is a woman?
Were you intimate with one another before you started noticing this recent change?
Yes, we were.
How can you rate the change in intimacy of then and now, and what do you think could be the cause?
Our intimacy of now compared to then is too bad. I can't just figure out what makes him not to find interest in having sex with me any longer. All I can just remember is that we had series of disagreements and quarrels. He began the silence game, and in few months I noticed he lost interest in sex.
What have you done or tried before to promote change?
I have talked about it, especially his poor communication, but when I say it as I then before things escalated this way, he will say that he will work on it, that I should give him time. I will say that is just his natural deficiency. He is too serious. He does not play. When I say it, then he will come up with rough play. He will say we should play as children, as if that is what I'm talking about, and he will respond sometimes when I complain that he has changed and now jokes. But if you even consider it, he jokes with everything. He does not even know when to joke. I have also asked him why he does single quote and he touch me again. He does not respond.
What do you mean by play?
I mean he should make some playful jokes that can be found in other relationships.
How much are you willing to change to keep your marriage alive?
I am ready to do anything to get our marriage back on track.
Do you trust your partner?
Yes, I do.
What are the things you love about your partner?
He is caring. He is just a good man.
All right, Mrs. Lucy Donalds. I will have to book you for another therapy session. We will have to treat these issues further in our subsequent sessions. From our discussion so far, I have picked some things. And there are some things you need to take note of in order to retrace and correct these issues. You mentioned that your communication is not sound enough, and from what I got from you, have talked to him about it, and you kinda said it's his nature.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mrs. Donalds, I want you to know that you also have a part to play in making your communication better.
What role, sir?
You mentioned 1 to 3 or 4 major problems you feel you have about your marriage. We are going to be treating them, but for that to happen, you have a role to play, which you should take action before our next therapy session. For your communication to be better, you should initiate conversations. Don't wait for your husband to. He might not be good in initiating conversations. He should be able to follow conversations initiated by you. Little by little, as you initiate conversations and he responds, you will notice your communication get better. I want you to understand that communication is the key, so never let it go down. Talk about everything. I also got from what you earlier said that he say one thing, he says another. It's not a problem, as that can be fixed too. One of the things that may constitute to his low communication may be his temperament, which I think you put up that it is his nature. Another thing might be the background and environment which he grew up in. Another thing might be condition.
Really?
Whatever may be the cause, it can be corrected. The more you two can communicate, you'll get better. Be the one to initiate conversations. Bring up things to talk about. You will also need patience. So as you do the work of initiating discussions, it helps get you two to talk about them. Where he talks out of what you two are discussing, call him back to what you both are discussing, and do it with love. It trains him to always focus on one before the other. Call to check on him when he is out, maybe for work. Sometimes send a short text message. Be romantic in your presentations to him. It shows that you have him at heart and care about him. You talked about your husband not touching you, facing the wall when on bed. What brought you here? There are things that could cause this. Either a man is having his sexual needs met outside, or he is passing through a lot of challenges and pressure which might be making him feel less of a man, or he is not happy with his wife for one thing or the other. This could be the possible causes, so you have to try to find out. You have to carefully try to penetrate him to be able to know what the problem is. But from my assessment and observation from what you said, I could understand he had some problems with you keeping male friends. Look, Mrs. Donalds, you have your marriage to preserve. When your husband expresses concern over a matter, reason with him. If your husband means a lot to you, care about his concerns, don't get angry or ignore them. There is no reason why you should keep male friends. It's not bad having friends, but if there is, they should be friends as well to your husband, and even at that there must be limits. Give much attention to your husband, let him be your best friend and confidant. Anything you would love to discuss, do so with your husband. Don't find pleasure talking with others than you do with your husband. Make him feel your love and warmth. You also talked about playful jokes. I will advise you, whatsoever you want to see in your marriage, initiate it and don't wait for it to be initiated by him. Initiate the playful jokes and fun. As he sees you do that, he is learning to be playful too. With time he will easily reciprocate it. And let me correct your impression of playing like kids. There is nothing wrong about that. It's part of fun. You both are best friends and should always free to play even as kid. You can run around the house together, chasing yourselves around the house. Throw pillow on each other, play hide and seek and what have you. Enjoy the fun of it. Be ready to be vulnerable. Don't feel big. Next time he initiates such kinds of play, enter into the mood of the play with him immediately. Lastly, appear attractive to him. Dress in a way your husband will not be able to put off his eyes. It is good to be seductive in marriage. Seduce your hubby. Become irresistible to him. Look neat, smile nice and look attractive. While home alone with him, you are free to wear mini, bomb shots, revealing tops. Give him a reason not to resist you or look outside. Make him always be looking forward to be home. Added to that, make sure your character is beautiful. Work daily on your character to be the best. Let me give you one secret to getting your husband do anything for you. The key secret is submission. Be submissive to your husband. He is your head, your leader. See him as your king and deal with him that way. Do this and watch out for the mystery in it. Humility is the key.
Wow.
To crown it all, be prayerful. Let it be known to you that the spiritual rules the physical. Pray for your husband in marriage. Grow to the level of praying together, because a praying family stays together. So with this, Mrs. Donalds, go and change the narratives. I will send an email to notify you of your next therapy session. We've come to the end of this session.
Thank you, sir. I'm so grateful, sir.
You are welcome. For our viewers, if this is your first time on our channel, to subscribe by tapping the red subscribe button below, and after which hit the bell to be notified whenever a new video comes up and follow up with what we do here. It is fun and educative here. Thanks and see you later.